Hello, welcome along, Nigel with you, Nigel's Modelling Bench, and here we have in front of us a great big box. This is much bigger than usual, as you can see by my hands on the box here, and this is part 64 now of the DeAgostini 1.6 Mustang build. If you want to get yourself one of these, there's a link in the description below. Go and have a look and get yourself one ordered. So this is going to be a biggie this week, or this month should I say, because in here I don't know what we've got. We have pack 104, which is, it looks like the interior frame of the hood and the latch, and then here we've got 105, which is probably the hood itself, and then we've got 106, 107 and 108, and as you can see it's all boxed up. I don't know what's in here, but we've got our magazines as well in the bottom here, so we can have a look at those as we normally do. So we'll get these in order. 107, 106, get that turned over, 105 and 104. So without further ado, let's get this box off the bench and see what pack 104 brings us. Okay, so as usual we'll have a look at the magazine as we always do, and then we'll see what we've got to do in this one. So open up the magazine, we can see that we've got all the original, the usual sort of stuff there, the customer services. Car stars of the small screen. David Soul and Paul Michael Glazier with their eye-catching red Ford Gran Torino that starred them in the 1970s detective series Starsky and Hutch. I remember that. I used to love that programme. Absolutely loved it. So, yeah, I'd love to see that again, actually. It's probably still around on TV, isn't it? And there it is again. There's that lovely Torino. Beautiful. Ford made a limited edition of 1,305 replicas of the car for sale to the public. This one is on display at the Chelsea Roller Rink, New York in May 2003. There we go. And then here we've got Knight Rider with David Hasselhoff. The younger members amongst you may know of David Hasselhoff from his later career with music and everything, I think it is. But there he is, Knight Rider with his Pontiac Firebird Trans Am. There we go. And they're coming over the page here. That's the interior of the Knight Rider car. There's a few replicas of that. And then we've got the A-Team. What you talk about? There's the A-Team van. That was amazing. GMC G15. And then here we've got the what we're going to be doing in this this part. And then Rondo, unexpected victory. In addition to its victories as a constructor, Ford achieved countless victories in the engine category. One of its greatest was Rondo's at the 1980 24 Hours of Le Mans. So there we go. He was a driver and he became a builder and built a very successful car. And there we go. He managed to finish ahead of Ickx and Jost's Porsche 908/80 in 1980. And there he is. John Rondo was the first and to date only driver to win the 24 Hours Le Mans in a car he built himself. Fair play. Good man. And there we go. And there's the Rondo 379 driven by Bernard Darniche and Jan Ragnotti in the 1979 24 Hours of Le Mans. So it shows it can be done. Had a tubular chassis as well, just like the 917. Right, so what are we doing in this one? So we've got pack 104. So as usual we'll do our normal stuff and we'll get the bag cut open. Okay, so we can put that to one side and we can grab our parts. So we've got all the parts here. So we've got some screws, a bonnet latch or hood latch and the hood framing. So what we're going to do here is cut open these screws. I'm going to put the light on because we finished with the magazine now. So we're going to get the screws out and I'm going to grab my little screwdriver. I think that one there will do. So we've got place the hood latch on the outside of the hood inner reinforcement as shown in the picture. Note that there is only one way to mount it as the latch has one side longer than the other. So that is actually going to go like that. Okay, so you can't sort of put it like that. It won't go like that. You can't put it like that because it won't go in. So it's going to go in like that. And then you're going to turn it over and we're going to grab a PS31 screw. I'm going to put that in the hole. It's plastic into plastic. So that's going to go into there like that. And that is our hood latch fitted in position, just like that. And then we've got a spare screw there for our box. Okay, so that's pack 104. Let's have a look at pack 105. Okay, so here we are with pack 105, and we've got our hood frame there from 104. So going through the magazine, 50th anniversary Shelby Mustangs. In 2012, Shelby American celebrated its 50th anniversary with a series of limited edition cars. The GT500 Super Snake, we got those over here as well, didn't we? Bill Shepherd brought them over. Lovely looking car. Very, very nice indeed. There's the GT350. And then in this one, we've actually got the hood. So that's going to be a nice, great big piece of metal. And we're going to add that frame to the inside of the hood by the look of it. So it's another sort of simple build. And then we've got here customized motorcycles. The modern customized motorcycle is often as much work of art as it is a personalized piece of machinery. And for many bikers, creating and riding these bikes has become a way of life. Look at that thing there. Unbelievable. Absolutely covered in lights and chrome and all sorts. And then we've got a Harley here, little roadster. There's another Harley there, that's like mine. I've got one of these. And then there's one there all painted up. NASCAR driver Dale Jarrett sits astride the custom painted Indian that has just been presented to him in honour of his 1999 championship victory. And then the Unzers. Family sagas are quite common in American motorsport, but none has lasted quite as long nor resonated quite as loudly as that of the Unzer clan. Moreover, this name is inextricably bound up with the history of the Indianapolis 500. Jerry Unzer Jr., Al Unzer, and then we've got Al Unzer here, and then Al Unzer Jr. driving in the Marlboro 500 race at the Auto Club Speedway, Fontana, California in October 1999. And then you got Al Unzer Sr., Terry Bootson and Bob Waller and AJ Foyt on their way to victory in a Porsche 962, 1985. There we go, AJ Foyt. There's a famous name from the past. Right, so pack 105. We have a lovely cardboard box here, which is sellotaped. This is 105, isn't it? Yes, it is. So we shall cut this open, and I just know this is going to be beautifully packaged. There'll be no damage, anything like that. There we go. It's in a cardboard box and protected with a plastic tray. Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. Lovely paint job. Nice and glossy. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So there we are. So that box can go in the recycling. So what are we going to do here? Well, first thing we're going to put the light on. Shouldn't we have some screws in here? That's interesting. I do believe for the first time in this DeAgostini project, nope, there they are. I said for the first time, I find it hard to believe, and I was wrong. The screws were not missing. So these are actually metal screws, and they're going to go into here. And these screws are 2.3. So what I'm tempted to do is grab my M2.3 tap and my little pin vise and just give these a little tickle, just to give the screw something to start with. And what I'm doing, I'm holding it off the bench because I don't want to mark it. So just cut a couple of little threads in there just to give the screw something to start with. Because what we don't want to do is go forcing the screw in and damaging the paintwork on the other side. So I want it to go in nice and gently. And also be careful if you are doing this, don't go screwing the tap in really hard, because what you'll do, you'll make a sort of positive male indentation or a bump sticking up on the other side. Okay, so that is enough for them. We'll turn it over and then we'll get rid of that swarf. And what I'm going to do then is grab a cloth. Okay, you've all seen this cloth with my poker builds. So we're going to grab a cloth and we're going to put the hood on there. Then we're going to put the hood frame over like that, and then we're going to grab a screwdriver and put these screws into their respective holes. So there's 4 of these. There we go. Just get those in like so. And the last one. These are countersunk screws, but they don't have countersunk holes to go into, but it means that they sit nice and flat. You don't have a sort of raised dome as you'd normally get with a screw head. There we go, just nipple them up. And that's our frame in place. So there we go. There we are, job done. So I think that is it for pack 105. Yes, it is. They're telling us to do them up diagonally, which you saw me do anyway. So there we go, that's it. So that's pack 105. So 104 and 105 have been fairly simple, but we got there, and all in one video. So I'll see you back for part 65, is it? And we'll have pack 106 and maybe 107 as well. I'll see you all for that. Well, thank you for watching. Bye for now.